Greetings, people. Well, I've already started doing this, but I turned on my server and realized, oh shit, it's running 13.2. I need to do a system update. So, I'm going to do, since I already started, I thought I'd just at least do a video archiving how I upgrade my systems without doing a fresh clean installed, and it's not the recommended way, but it does work. And it means I don't have to remember all of the freaking packages from all of these additional repositories. It just makes life a little easier for me, so. There will be a lot of outside of the background noise, because obviously I've got a server on, a workstation, and a fan cooling me from the 30+ degree heat outside. I'm not going to talk much. I'll try my best, so I do apologize for not only the background noise, but also possibly the long periods of silence here. So, basically what I've done is, one of the issues that just plopped up was since I last turned on the machine, the NVIDIA driver, because yes, I have an NVIDIA card installed in my server. Why? DVI and HDMI output. I mean, if you've got an internal graphics card in the server that only supports 1280 by 1024 monitors, 4x3 monitors, and you've got nothing but widescreens around you, and you've got nothing but widescreens that use DVI, then you can justify going and getting an additional graphics card to expand your visual options. But in this case, in what I'm doing right now is remote access, and even though it's, about 2 meters away from where I'm sitting, that's why you can hear it. So, I logged in remotely as root and went under Yast, and I'm looking at the repositories and I am going to update them. What you don't see is my other screen, which I have Chrome open, and I'm verifying the fact that each repository here with not only what's on the Opensuse repositories on OBS, but also comparing it, watch your eyes, with the equatable 12 or 42.2 ones that I have on this particular workstation. That way I have things equal. I could simplify this by just saying screw it and just transferring all of the repository data from a machine already running 42.3 and just be like, okay, done, or do the sed command. But I found this works a little easier if I fact check each URL to make sure that it is live and active. For example, I've already fact checked this Flesk Logitech repo, and there ain't anything there. So that is why it is disabled, but I chose to keep the downloaded packages, and I'm not deleting it because I want to see what package, what did I have from it, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I have a feeling it might be the software package Solar, or it might be it might be G15 daemon. If it is G15 daemon, because I've given that keyboard to the head president of our local Linux user group, a young man named Troy, I don't need that software installed anymore, at least not until I get a replacement. And I don't. I have a cheap, or not a cheap, but a low-cost Cherry keyboard, so yeah. So right now I already did the emulator repo. Yes, I use my server for things that you shouldn't really be using servers for, like video games. So let's go into here, Alt-I, tab, 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 leap, 42.3, and let's see if that one works. Well, a bit, so Alt-I, tab, 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 tab. Too many tabs. And if you hear car noises, that is because I am actually working in a garage. That is my test lab area. Okay, verify that. Google Chrome. Do I need to... No, I do not need to update that one. But KDE3, let me... Let's see if that one is available. I have an odd feeling the answer is yes, but I just want to make sure. KDE, KDE3, there we go, yes. It does indeed exist, and to make things a little easier, when I go back here, Alt-I, tab, 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 delete this, Control-Shift-V, blam. One of the nice things about doing this, either remotely or graphically on the system itself, is you can just copy and pasta the links. And as I said, there is a SID command that can do this, and it's more time effective and whatnot. But as I said, I want to make sure that these repositories have a 42.3 repo available. As I already showed, I already found one that isn't. So if I did the sed command, what's the point? It doesn't exist. Or if it's changed and they've nuked all of the Leap repositories and they're only doing factory and tumbleweed, then, yeah, that makes things a trifle bit more difficult. That one exists. Oops. Okay, that one I want to check, but that one I won't bring the window over to verify. Mono colon slash. Ah, this is where I would have come. If I did the sed command, I would be in a world of hurt. I'd have to come in and do this manually. As you can see here, there is no 42.3. It just doesn't exist. So I am going to, for now, because I don't want to nuke that repository, I've just got way too many packages. I'm going to just delete everything here and enable the 42.2. That is why I double check. I believe the Lemmy repo is going to be very, very similar. Nope. Perfectly fine. Everything's there. Cool, cool, cool. I. Oops. This one I might want to check, just in case. Because I forgot, I think I had some issues with one of the network, or one of the utility repos. And that one wasn't it. do have a nice, refreshing beverage. Kiko, stop going and putting stuff into Hiki's box. No, just no. Stop that. I don't think he needs a laser printer. Yes, I know lasers are awesome, but no, I think it will cost way too much to send to Germany. That and his your friends at Opensuse and SUSE will be more than happy to provide him one if he needs one for work. Just so that I could make a screenshot for, or a thumbnail, an appropriate thumbnail. I might as well do it now while I remember. There we go. That works. Okay, virtualization. That one, because that's one that I don't have. That's actually the other major use that I have for this server, is because it's got dual quad core Xeons. And it has, not only does it have room for 8 3.5-inch drives, and it's got, I believe, 2 5.25-inch bays open. It's also got a perk card as well, so I could have total of 16 2.5-inch drives, and yeah, it's just, I've got a lot of storage and a lot of processing cores to be able to run multiple virtual machines at the same time. Or run one virtual machine and then run rendering software within that virtual machine that is software based. So that is why I like the virtualization repository, and it's the, I believe, the only machine that I have that repo on. Because I feel too lazy. It's not so much laziness, it's more about increased efficiency. there's... Ooh. Ooh, that one's gonna be even nastier. There is a 42 repo available. Just a pure straight leap repo. But it doesn't follow the standard naming convention. So if I had done a sed for it, it would have busted. Another reason why I do this verification, why I do this by hand, is because of things like this. This is one repo that I am very grateful that I'm doing this double check on. Because I know there is some software from this repository that I use and it's not in any other repository. And it's good to know off the top of my head because I use that on I use this repo on multiple machines. And I'm just going to copy and paste from... Thank God I'm doing this instead of trying to take a shortcut way or following the wiki page. The wiki page is really useful if you're just doing a basic upgrade, if you've got only normal repositories, if you don't have 100,000 repositories. It just makes life a little simpler there. Dell platform, I'm leaving that as is. Thinking if I really need that one. You know something? That is primarily a ThinkPad repository because it's got the TP-SM API package, which is primarily a ThinkPad-oriented package that gives you... I don't remember off the top of my head what it does, but it does something very useful. Yeah. So... Gone. Okay. The next repo is important. Not the Dell one, but... There we go. Nope. Yep. Okay, it doesn't like that. That repo. Okay, let me double check, because I'm pretty sure that one exists, but not for 42.3. And I am abso-freaking-lutely correct. Meh. You and your old computers. Meh. I know this guy in real life, so. Now this is the one that's going to be the trickiest. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's one that I'm going to have to use. This for. Because I cannot access that URL. So, Alt-I. And this one requires much more typing. Leap 42.3 non OSS. That tie-in repo, that one's biting me on the ass. Mother. Do I have that one enabled here? Gone. Nuked. Completely. Son of a sea biscuit. And that one's been gone for a while. Yeah, that person nuked everything. I know I'm going to regret this, but bye-bye. Here's another one that I'm going to have to look up. Not via the website, but via this. Yes, I do agree to this. Yep, too many tabs. Okay, here's back to one that I can do. Control F, Y, K, O, B, A. Yes, Yakoba is indeed there. And there is indeed a 42.3 repo. Yes! Now, one of the perks in doing this, changing all of the repositories, is instead of doing a dup, you can do an up. It's not the cleanest, but it means that your installed software that you have from third-party repositories will get updated to the equivalent packages from those third-party repositories. Sans some probably voodoo hackery that will need to be done, or some errors. Oh, this file cannot be found, or this file conflicts with this file, and all that. You're gonna have to do that unless you do a full distro upgrade. So this one is GNOME. Got some wonderful, wonderful neighbors. Neighbors stopped by asking how my mom was doing. Okay, so this one doesn't have some trickery involved in its URL. Another one I can't access via the web browser. That one I'm going to have to check manually. Where? Ah, there it is. Alt-I. Opensuse. Beep. And this is one that I'm going to track, and I heard confirmation that there is a 42.3 repo available, but I will see. Yes, I will see. 42.3. If this fails, curse it. why do you need DVD CSS on a server? I've got a DVD drive and I also use the server for ripping DVDs and encoding and whatnot. So it's useful to have that tool. Oh, KDE Extra. That is gone, I believe. Repository. KDE Extra. No, it is not. Okay. And there we go. This is one of the reasons why I do an up instead of a dup. I have the multimedia repositories enabled, and they conflict with Pacman packages. But there's some packages that are in the multimedia repositories that aren't in the Pacman repositories or the OSS repositories that I use. Do I remember them off the top of my head? No. Although I do remember one that requires me to use multimedia libs, and that one happens to be lib Blu-ray, which is not in the Pacman repositories. And I had issues with one of my machines seeing it in the main repository. It just couldn't see it at all. But it's a dependency of VLC. So it was like, okay. Wait a darn second. Okay. I was just about to sweat. Wait a minute. What if there is no 42.3 repository for that particular package? Okay, yes. Pac-Man. Alt-I, and because I'm... Now, this is a different URL for Pac-Man. It's a different mirror than the one in Austria or the main one in Germany. And the problem I have with those two big main ones, the inode and the GWDG, I believe it is that they go down, and they go down hard. And way too frequently. So if you're doing an update and you've got a couple thousand packages and it's taking a little while, and you've already downloaded some of the packages from Pacman, and then Pacman goes and takes shit and dies, or it grows so incredibly slow because it's being hit intensively that your priority, you're pretty much getting booted off. Uh, it just it it has a habit of breaking things or making it so that I can't complete an update, and it's just annoying as hell. Luckily, there are other mirrors, including this particular one, which happens to be a university. Now, the reason why I use this one is if I'm on a laptop and I'm at my local college, or if I'm at a government uh, facility, state, local, whatever, I'm more likely to be able to get access to an educational institution like this particular URL versus any of the others. So that's why I use this one, this particular Pac-Man mirror. Do I recommend it? No. There are plenty others out there that are underutilized would be the term that I'd use. I'm already looking down at the VirtualBox one down here. It's gonna be a barrel of monkeys. Okay. Multimedia libs. And yes, there is a 42.3 for that one. I was pretty sure there would be. Another one you have to be careful with. If you've got Mesa from the Xorg repository, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes you might have some newer up-to-date X11 packages in your OSS update repository that hasn't quite been pushed to this particular one yet. But everything else is more up to date than this, and they'll just conflict, version conflictions. So I use this because I like having an up-to-date Mesa. Oh, sorry. And this one does have a 42.3 because I have that on a several laptops of mine, and I know I used it recently. That one's gonna be fun. Okay. That's a very strange name for a repository. Uh, that's incredibly weird. What the hell is this one? There is no standard repository. You know something? Screw it. Bye-bye. Emulators, yes. Yes. That one I want. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, silly me. Huh? Oh, here we go. So debug distribution. Should be it. Here we go. That one I need to look up, because that one I think might have been one of the problem ones. It's a common one that I use, but still. Okay. Because Leap is based off of SLES 12, or at least they share the same code. Hmm. Give me a moment. I need just a little bit of a break. Okay, back to work. Back to work, Slay. Wait, I work for myself right now. Okay, so this one will be update leap 42.3 slash on OSS. Global remains the same. That should be relatively similar. Leap 42.3. Now this last one is going to be the most fun. Kind of hesitant to even bother. I don't feel arsed to deal with VirtualBox, but I do use it, and I do have some virtual machine instances on the server that use VirtualBox and the required software. Okay, so http://download.virtualbox.org/virtualbox/rpm. So it's going to be under Opensuse. And there's another one that I would have gotten in trouble with. They might as well. This is kind of stupid. There's a number of entities out there that that have third-party repositories. I think Java or Oracle is one, and Oracle is notorious for this. VirtualBox is Oracle, so. But I'll show you here. It says 13.2. URL is 42.1. Why not just make it a generic Leap repository, for crying out loud? Like that one repository that I could have gotten in trouble with, that was 42 standard, i.e. it's standard for the entire Leap. Or at least it tries to be. Do something like that, for crying out loud. Not this sort of weird bullshit. I'm doing a refresh to make sure there are no issues with any of the repositories and any of the URLs before I do an update. Contemplating whether I'm going to do it through Yast or otherwise. I'll probably stop the video, this particular video here, and make this a two-parter, because that is a bit ridiculous. And on top of that, when it's doing the update, I don't need to be around, so I'll mute my microphone. Something's asking me for a key. Yay, some interactivity. Woo, yay! Trust. Blind trust. Been using these repositories, some of them for years, almost a decade. Okay, boom. Repositories are all refreshed and done. So, I am going to stop this video here, and I will start up with the rest of the update in another part. Thank you for joining me.